Evening, everyone. I hope you're all having a fabulous day and that you are getting ready for the weekend. Let's go ahead and head into Let's Go Help You. All right. Here we are in Let's Go Help 2. And I have some fun news to announce. Miss Julia May and I spoke this morning, and we have a regular get together of the staff and volunteers every month to just kind of keep up on everything, make sure everybody's on the same page, has access to everything they need, that everything's working for everyone. And we kind of had not an argument, but none of us really had the same idea about where certain posts should go. So we have our daily grant news. And in daily grant news collection, you have Lesko's grant news. That's all Matthew, right? That's all of his videos that he does on YouTube that are not internal lives here in Let's Go Help 2. Then you have the replays of his lives. Watch Lesko live reports. Those are the internal lives that he does here in our community. And finally, you have the daily grant wire. And that's anything that the staff or volunteers come across that is a grant or grant-like opportunity that fits more than one part of the country, at least, right? Because we have our U.S. regions hubs where we have the Northeast region, the Midwest region, the South region, and the West region. So if it was for California, it would go in the West region. If it were for Maine, it would go in the Northeast region, right? But if it's for all of the country or half of it or a large swath of it, something like that, it's going to be found in the daily grant wire. Next, you have the stay tuned, and this is like community information. You have community updates where we post the winners of the Let's Go grants as well as the Let's Go grant applications. They also, of course, go in the Let's Go grant applications and the grant winners collections, right? But they do get posted in community updates for you. If we have information that we need you to see, maybe one of the classes is postponed or canceled, that'll go not only in the space the class or call or session is hosted from, but also in community updates. Then you have also safety warnings and your daily boost zone, right? Pretty clear safety warnings, get in there at least once every month to 3 months to stay up to date on how to keep yourself safe out there. And your daily boost zone, it's a break from all of the stress this world is. And if maybe you're getting a little frustrated sometimes in your grant hunt and you just want to take your mind off for a minute, Michelle Cairns, Teresa Graham, Tammy Larson all post some pretty neat, fun material that's just community. It's just to make you smile or maybe make you feel appreciated, something like that. But we need another area because some things aren't community updates like about our classes, and some things aren't necessarily a grant or grant-like opportunity that involves getting your home repaired or getting your mortgage or lease funded, things like that, right? So what I mean is like a recent article that I posted about how to handle your debt, your credit, your debt. These are things that I've specialized in for myself, never as an external expert. I don't like math. I would never do that. But the understanding of the ideologies that go into saving and correcting our debt, when it's written word, I can do that very readily. And I can do my own finances enough, but I would never try to be a financial expert for someone. However, I am a credit and debt expert, not a monetary or numbers expert, but in how we get our credit repaired, how we build our credit to begin with, how to manage our budgets, how to put different practices in that will help us to bring down our debt. And I had come across an article that talked about a lot of different good strategies that I was already aware of, and it actually had 2 that I'd never even heard of, and they were also valuable. So I wanted to share that with the community. We're always dealing with money. Yes, we want to find those funds, but we also want to find ways just to manage our funding, to manage our own budget. That is a part of it. That is what we do with the HUD counselors when we go for managing or budgeting our finances. That is a topic in the grant world, and it's something that we all deal with. But it doesn't really fit in the daily grant wire. It's not a resource. It's not a grant, certainly, or a grant-like opportunity, such as, oh, what's a good example of something that is not called a grant? Okay, so the NRCS, the Natural Resources Conservation Service, you know, animals, wildlife, plants, that's my world outside of Lesko Health. And they offer high tunnels, which is a modified greenhouse that is a hoop house. It's a metal, large structure hoop house, meaning picture the old covered wagons from the pioneer days with their bars that ran across their trailers, and then they have the cloth that covered that. That is a hoop house type of formation. These are fully structured buildings, and they are, oh goodness, I would want to say at least probably 30 feet by 100 feet, 30 feet by 70 feet. They're large buildings, but they're simply metal hoops, a little bit bigger than semicircular. They come out of the ground, and then it has plastic sheeting that covers this structure. So it's a greenhouse. And the NRCS will, one of the members here, she's over on the East Coast. I want to say maybe one of the Carolinas, but don't quote me, Colleen Cormier, I'm not sure how she pronounces her last name. She got one of these hoop houses, one of these, what do they call, high tunnels, right? That's specifically called a high tunnel. And that's just describing the structure that it is. It's not a grant. She formed a contract with the NRCS, which essentially said that she would do this, she would do that, this is how she would use it, et cetera, and then they put up the greenhouse for her. You would definitely need to talk to Colleen to get more specific detail. She's done some different little random interviews with some of our hosts, and you can also simply research her name, Colleen Fournier. Definitely French. I don't know if it's got a French pronunciation. And so this is who we're looking at here. And so she's in Tennessee. Okay, I just knew it was somewhere over there easterly. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put high tunnel. Oops. Okay. I think this is just when I shared it with her. So this is what she ended up utilizing, however. It's called an initiative here. And when she actually went through the process, she did get one. She's, I think, actively probably using it. I haven't spoken to her for quite a while. She's probably busy enjoying her greenhouse. She entered a contract with the NRCS to get this high tunnel greenhouse, all right? And that is not called a grant. So that's an example of a grant-like resource, which would belong in the Daily Grant Wire, because the NRCS does this the nationwide, from my understanding. And they're certainly available here through the NRCS. We just have too high of wind speeds, and the thing would be shredded before I even got a full season out of it. I did talk to the NRCS. I was hoping that they would be able to help me with my Wally Peony, which is also a modified greenhouse. It is a partially submerged greenhouse, and it has to be an actual wooden or stone or brick formation. It won't last as a plastic hoop house, right? But anyway, to get back to what we're talking about, since there are things like that credit debt article that I shared with you all that aren't really a grant or grant-like resource, and they're not a community update, so Ms. Julia is going to create us another simple space, I would guess probably in community, the stay tuned area, but I really don't know for sure. We just talked about it and she just made her little notes, and I love just letting her go explore without giving me too much detail. She would provide probably as many questions just like Matthew as I asked, but I love to see what she creates. I just love to wait and watch for her artistic beauty to present itself in these pieces that she builds for us. So that's a new space that's going to be put out. She is also still always working on continuing the updates and new spaces to our Unlock Your Goals collection. All right, so just some little things that will only add to what we already have, and they won't really contribute a lot to any kind of overwhelming part of it. We're relatively well structured. There will be more spaces added to the Unlock Your Goals collection, but I think our collections are pretty solid for quite some time. I think everybody's pretty happy with what we have out here. I do think that they may be trying in the future to combine the Lesko grant applications collection with the Lesko grant winners collection. So again, not a super huge change, just slimming down a little bit there, right? And so always trying to make it a better experience and always trying to make it as filled with resources as we can. All right, so today's class, Country Living and Business plus Pets, is hosted out of the Join Us Live collection in the teaching sessions. However, we actually utilize material from the Unlock Your Goals collection in the Start My Business space for our country information overall. The Start My Business space is a beautiful space. All of these Unlock Your Goals collections are just amazing. Please go spend some time in any of them that you're interested in the topic. Pay My Debt and Bills, Start My Business, Home and Housing Help, Healthcare Assistance, Launch a Nonprofit, and Boost Your Career. Vehicles, taxes, legal material, parenting, seniors, veterans. Those are some of the topics that will continue to be fleshing out in the Unlock Your Goals collection, but you've already got a great number to start with. And of course, we have resources for all those topics. They're simply not yet in the Unlock Your Goals collection. Here in the Start My Business space, you have the first 2 lessons that are unique to the Start My Business space. These are some of Matthew's best business resources, in his opinion, all right? The first 2 lessons. Then we're going to come down into the secondary unit here, and these are all the resources from all of his reports that we've pulled together for the business section. And for our Country Living and Business, we are looking in the Farms and Ranches space, or excuse me, lesson, right? The Farms and Ranches lesson, grants, loans, and resources for farmers and ranchers. And then for our pets, we also are going to be working out of the Unlock Your Goals collection in the healthcare assistance space, because our pets are our family and they need care too, right? So that is how Matthew's always put the pets. He views them as a family, so their veterinarian care and all other things that a pet might need will be in the healthcare assistance. So again, with this one, you have 3 beginning lessons that are unique to this space. And again, that's Matthew's, in his opinion, these are the best resources. So tear through those. For today's class, we're going into the 3rd lesson. And it is right at the very bottom. It is item number 8 in our 3rd lesson. Get grants for veterinary bills and pet food. All right. So now we have all of our resources pulled up. Here we are in the teaching sessions. I'm going to jump over from the Join a Live Q&A, where you see all of our events and our live icon to let you know that we have a live going on in this space right now. We're going to jump into the next tab over, Community Answers, where I'll leave all of your answers today. All right. And so don't worry, though, if that sounded like a bunch of gobbledygook. I will ask you a couple of quick questions after I place your answer to make sure you're comfortable getting in and getting that answer. All right. So this is an open-ended question session based around the Country Living and Business idea, as well as pets. So please feel free. We are a relatively small class. There are 8 of us here. If you have a question, just feel free to unmute and shout it out. Oof. Not as hot as it could be here, but it's hot enough, and I'm a little parched. All right, so Cindy Berg, I think that we have seen each other a few times in class, maybe not a ton. Deborah Jones, goodness, I'm just not sure. I know I've worked with some Deborahs. I don't remember specifically if it was a Jones. That's a relatively common name. Eric Grigsby, it seems like I've worked with you maybe in Lesko Help too, but I don't think in a class. Hey, Irving, always good to see you. Milton Shepard, I don't believe that we've ever had the opportunity to work together. And hey, Vanessa, always good to see you as well. So please, folks, this is that moment. Nobody is going to think your question is silly. Maybe somebody in the audience already has that question and they would be so happy if you asked it. Please, Cindy, how can we help you today?
Hey Sabrina, it's Ray and Cindy. How are you? Been a while.
It has been a minute. That's why it didn't feel quite, I couldn't remember. Hey, Ray. Hey, Cindy. How can we help
Hey,
you
Uh,
today?
quick question, nothing for nothing. Uh, I was the original signer up of Lesko's course. I want to add Cindy because I always got to forward this onto her computer so we can watch it together. How can I add her email address onto the course?
The only way to do that is to get a secondary subscription.
okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. You can share it. Matthew's completely free. If you're comfortable sharing your log on information with your
Yeah.
friends or family, they're absolutely welcome to use your account. But to have somebody having their own email associated with it, the only way is to have their own account.
Okay.
So he just needs to send it to me, then I could log in. Got it.
Um, I'm not sure exactly how you guys have it worked out, but I'm guessing that you probably have shared that password and that sounds accurate. Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Also, this session recording. Where do we go for the replays?
So there's a little bit of a list, and I think it was under your name, Ray. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
And what was the last name there?
Williams with an S.
There you are, right at the top. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you the live events tour because there are classes hosted out of the teaching session space where we are right now, and that's where you find the replays. There are sessions out of the accountability meetups, and that's where you find those replays. And then the replays for each of the Unlock Your Goals collection will be held in their space. And finally, there are Matthew's replays that are in his little collection up there, right? We talked about at the beginning. So there's quite a few different areas where you can find it. It gets really cumbersome to try to put them all together. That's why they're all separated into their own kind of space, right? So this is a listing. A listing of all of the places where you can find the replays, telling you which kind of replay you're going to find in each area.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And this is, do we have any hands up? I don't think we do. Let's do something else, actually. I'm going to make a new one. Matthew has changed up his pattern, and Mighty Networks has changed how they display when someone goes in live internally. So it used to be that it didn't matter who was going live internally, it would show Matthew Lesko's profile picture here. Now it shows the icon for wherever the person is going live. And now it's just Matthew Lesko that uses those internal lives. So what you're looking for is a space icon, and then Matthew Lesko is live in Pay My Debt and Bills, as an example. Let me just grab a quick screenshot of that. And then let me grab at least one or two more. We need to put them into Paint so that I can make a little meme of it. All right, perfect. There's our first. Now, let's grab at least one more. There we have one, different color and everything. Perfect.
So you're just going to take a picture of what she's.
Yep, I am. I'm going to put these all together, and then I'm going to put some little lines around them really quickly.
Okay.
So that it's very clear what we've got going on here. And so let me get just one more so that it's just super obvious what's going on. All right, so there's that. He's been coming live a lot, so it shouldn't take us very long to get one more from him. Oh, I spoke too soon. All right, if we don't find it, there we go. All right, and it's such a pretty one. So let's grab one more screenshot, and then we'll be able to make the little meme, and I will add that to poster. And they're all different color, which I like as well. So great. Oh, a little far apart, but that's going to be okay. Now we're just going to put a box around this. And then I just want a line here. And line, oh. Okay. Now let's just screenshot that. It's not perfect. I would definitely have redone this probably 15 times if you guys weren't watching me, but that's probably a better use of my time to move on. So, all right, there we go. And I just need to save this because I'll use this going on from now on. I'd wanted to do this, and I really think it's kind of important that you guys know where Matthew's replays are as well, right? So now let's go and grab that picture.
Network.
Oh, you know what? I don't even have to do this right now because I didn't title it. So let's just hit Control V, and for you guys, it'll just pop up perfectly. So you have this nice little image of when Matthew goes live. All right.
And we find that under the Q&A, right? Actually, take a picture of it.
The easiest way is really to find it in your notifications, right? Like we've walked through where your notification bell is up. And I don't remember if you guys had a profile picture or not. No. Okay. So you have like an artichoke or some sort of desert plant as your profile picture, right?
No, you don't have a picture like that.
I never set anything up like this. So
No, the Mighty Networks automatically gives you a profile picture if you don't set one up. So that's what yours looks like.
Okay.
Let's just make sure it's your account. Ray Williams could be, there could be another. I didn't see another, but let's see what you guys last active an hour ago. That doesn't really tell us anything. That doesn't tell us your area. So you haven't put where you live or anything like that, right?
No, I didn't fill it out.
And you've never made a post. Is that correct?
No.
Okay,
Correct.
this is most likely your account. So did you, oops, and I shouldn't have done that. Did you see the picture there that Mighty Networks has assigned your account?
Yes.
Just right here, that's your picture. That's your profile picture.
Okay.
Okay. And so when you're in Let's Go Help Too, and you're looking for your notification bell, you want to look for that plant picture. If you're on a computer or laptop, it's likely going to be in your upper corner, as mine is. You see where my profile picture there is?
Yes, yes.
That right next to it with that big block on it with numbers, it'll either be numbers or a star. That's your notification bell. You see the little
Gotcha.
piece.
That's where we go to find us then.
Yes, and it'll say something like Sabrina Giesler, Ray Williams, and start to trail off, or it'll say your host Sabrina Giesler has tagged you or mentioned you in a post, something like that. You click that, and that's going to pull this post up. Does that feel comfortable? Does that sound good?
That is a tremendous help.
Wonderful.
And I just took a picture of what you were talking about because it's down on the bottom right. So
it's in your bottom right corner.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And do you want me to pull your profile picture up again so that you can take a picture of that as well?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Got it.
Excellent. All right. Now, if you would like to put a picture, all you have to do is click that plant picture wherever it's at, right? You click it, and you can either go into personal settings or you can click this and hit the edit button from there. Probably the clearest way to say it is to go to personal settings and then edit profile. Then it's going to show your profile, and you see you can edit your banner. That's this long picture behind. And you can edit your profile picture, and that is the picture that will show up to show your account, and also anytime you leave a comment or if you do decide to create a post, your profile picture will be right there.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And this is where you could also add both of your names, right? Like you can have that all here. You could either, if you have different last names, you could put Ray Williams, and then you could put, I think you have your name here, don't you, Cindy? Cindy Berg, right? So then you
Yeah.
put Cindy Berg right here, and it would show Ray Williams, Cindy Berg.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, you can do what you want, right? There aren't rules about that, and that's how you change it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Is there anything else that we can help you guys with while you have the floor?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I actually, before I know this is on animal stuff. Since it's a small group, can I go off point a tiny bit?
Well, we're certainly not getting any questions. I still don't have any hands up, so I'm not going to keep you guys to the structure. Yes, that's absolutely fine. Please go ahead. Okay.
We were actually going on looking at Matt's stuff today before we got on.
Just a side note, he doesn't really like Matt. He prefers Matthew.
Okay. Got it. You'll always be Matt.
Well noted.
Well noted. He shall be Matthew. I finally put a light bulb on. He said, go to the nonprofits instead of going to
Corporations.
Yeah. Encourage the nonprofits.
Well, that actually is like a branch off of both of those topics. It's like the baby of both of them. There are corporation nonprofits, and that's one of the things that Megan P taught us. And that we have so many different people bringing in such beautiful pieces, right? So what I mean by that, let's just look at our business lessons, okay? So we're in the grants and loans, farmers resources, my favorite, but I love the whole overall business space as well. This is one of my
What's
favorites.
your favorite?
The business space.
Okay.
I love the business space. I love the idea of business. So there's a lot of resources in here because of Matthew and I both really kind of loving business. When you come through here, this lesson, mission driven, let me just show you what it looks like when you're inside the actual space.
Okay.
You're looking for mission driven. Click that lesson. And this is going to show you some of the corporation foundations or nonprofits or charities. They can call it a little bit of a different thing. They have to do, as a corporation, they have to do community outreach in every location where they have a presence. So every single Walmart in every single city and town has an area where they work with their community very closely. Then you can also go to Walmart Foundation.
Oh, wow.
It's already in my searches because I search it and show you guys regularly. It's one of the easiest ones to find. Walmart Foundation, grant eligibility, local community support. We don't really like Walmart. Let's just be real. We don't like it. We think it's kind of a not very community oriented type of a business in all reality. However, they do actually do a lot of things for those communities. So, I mean, I have horror stories from my small town of what having a Walmart come in did to our local businesses, but they do give back, right? So at least that's there, and that's how you can do that. So let's just pick some random one that I've never looked at before. Let's go with, no, I've done that with Bank of America. Okay, let's go with Xfinity. I've never seen anything, but there you go. It's already the smart searches. They already know what I'm going to try to do. I can't stand Xfinity. Apparently, Comcast, Xfinity, NBC, Universal. That's one whole thing. So it is this Comcast NBC Universal Foundation. And here's the Comcast Corporation with their impact. Here is the link to their foundation with the grants and their IRS form. So that is how I can't stand Xfinity, and yet I could find a way to make use of their funding, perhaps, right? Because they're going to put it out there. They have to put it out there in order to be incorporated.
I just lost you.
Oh, no, I just stopped talking.
Oh, okay.
So this is the area where we have quite a few listed, right? Here's Visa, Walmart, Verizon, Nike and
Okay.
Jordan, FedEx, Amazon, American Express, Famous Amos, Celtics United, Digital Undivided, I'm not sure. And then as just Miss Julia May, she always puts these nice pieces together for us. This is a very good set of advice right here. Choose 1 to 2 programs that align with your mission or background. Check the eligibility and deadlines. Some of those are seasonal or region specific. If it's seasonal and you've passed the deadline, make a note in your calendar to look a month to 3 months before their close date of this year. It'll probably be comparable next year.
Okay.
And then bookmark this list, she says, right? To come back and then do another 1 or 2, and then another 1 or 2, right? And you can look up others. So with my venture being sustainability, nature, gardening, camping, you know, all of these different pieces, something that my business would align with would be like REI, and see, they already know what I'm going to be looking for, REI Foundation. REI Cooperative Action Fund. We are the oldest nonprofit in the nation dedicated to outdoor education for BIPOC youth. So that 100% aligns with what I'm trying to do. I want to make nature more accessible for those who have not already understood that it is so accessible around them. Even in our inner cities, we can still have things or find things that are in nature. You can forage in inner cities. And I'm not talking dumpster diving, okay? As much as I love the people who think that's a good way to save the earth, I'm not even talking here about homelessness. There are people that, as a choice, that pay their bills and have the ability to do so. I've been very close to homeless myself. I am never putting anyone down who is homeless. We're one major illness away from it for any of us in this nation. We should have absolute compassion for our homeless and near homeless constantly. But there are people that are not homeless and they dumpster dive to reclaim food that shouldn't have been thrown away. I can't go that far. I'd have to be starving, but I champion them if they keep themselves safe. This is foraging, which is to find living material in even, yes, an innermost city. It will have contaminants on it, things of that nature. But if you're desperate, you know, it's food. And if you don't have access to real food, right? A lot of our inner cities have what they call food deserts, meaning that they don't have access to a Walmart or a Smith's or a Lucky's or a mom and pop grocery store. Even they're generally left with like the little basket of fruit that might be at a convenience store, right? That's not okay. Better to get some foraged food that has more pollution on it, right? Than to not get any fresh fruit at all. So I want to make that more accessible to people. And in our inner cities, of course, we have the largest mix of different cultures. So BIPOC, outdoors, it's like, hey guys, this is what I want to do. So this is how we would look up a foundation that had to do with, how did Julia May put it? That align with your mission or background, right? Let me move out of the way. And so that's how you can do that. And that doesn't have to be for business. Walmart does things that are community outreach in nature. So you just have to think outside the box. And then if you're looking for nonprofits, more probably in the way that Matthew was meaning in his communication with you or the video you watched or whatever, he's talking about, and the most ready source I can go to is in his Lesko Metagrants report. Number 4, in the Lesko Metagrant, talks about how nonprofits in your area can help with financial problems. And this is his area of expertise. And I haven't gotten to work with him as closely as I had with Megan to pull up this, get into Matthew's mind for this, right? And this doc, I'm sure he's going to have a video. Let's just pull it up. So there are several YouTube videos, and just get into his mind about that. So let me add this to your post.
Okay, cool.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Taking silly pictures of it.
That still will help you remember, right? Like it's like taking notes. Now let's just get the overall Metagrants information. I like to make sure you guys know exactly where I got that information. Many times there are more items in any given item number, not in this case. This is the complete item number. However, that report has the additional information, right? All right. Make it so I can actually comment there. Thank you. Gosh, I'm so impatient. Having to deal with these mighty upgrades is, whew, it's really testing it. It's like, look, you've already told yourself you need more patience. We're going to help you out here. Drive me a little crazy, in other words. All right, so we have all of that there together for you. Is there anything else that we can help you with before we see if there are other questions from the floor?
You've been
I'm
amazing as
good.
usual, Sabrina. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Cindy. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you guys getting it going.
Yeah, I need to get up and make a phone call.
All right, guys. Take Ray and Wendy, I apologize, Wendy. Ray and Cindy, I think we can all understand how looking at Wendy and thinking Cindy, I could flub that there. But I would love to answer your questions. This is a lot of fun. I think that showing you guys the things that have already been located for you is tremendous fun. And I think that exploring within those options is a lot of fun. So let me help you find the fun. All right, well, so let me just tell you a little bit about what I've been doing out in the almost country. We live at the very edge, like literally the edge of our town. You go 2 houses down and there's no more developed land. It's not exactly preserved nature or anything. It's been degraded by human interaction, but it has never been developed. And so I'm just barely in the city, and we did that on purpose. We were so excited to find this property. Tooele will soon be a part of the continuous megatropolis that the Salt Lake Valley has become, all the way up from like North Ogden down to like American Fork. It's just a complete collection of cities. They're not one city, there's a multitude of cities within that, but it is a continuous presence of populated, urbanized, industrialized, all of it. And so it's just going to come around that mountain and attach itself to Tooele, and we are well aware of that. It makes us a little sad, but that's what it is.
Used to be separate city. I remember back years ago, I remember it was separate cities.
When I used to drive up to Idaho, there would be little patch of city, little patch of city,
Yep.
little patch of city, and then you'd hit Salt Lake, and it was a little bit bigger patch of
Yep.
city. Yeah, even in my lifetime, I've seen it. You know, my dad used to talk about how when he would go to Las Vegas from Cortez, Colorado for, I believe it was for baseball. I can't remember. It was one of the sports that he participated in. Anyway, there was a street or two, and then the rest was dirt streets around it, right? So lots of change always. Humanity. That's what we do. And so
I cut you off. So what are you doing up there now?
Well, we have started with getting our garden ready. My father came up, the same dad came up from Cortez, and he brought an excavator, a medium-sized excavator. I guess they get a lot bigger, but to me it's huge. And tore up a sunken garden over here, 2 berm and swale systems that kind of circle around a portion of our yard. Our yard slopes gradually down this way, and so what we're doing, a berm and a swale are like, picture an ocean swell, right? That's very comparable. You go down for the swale and cut into the ground to create a ditch or a runner, right? Mine aren't as big as a ditch. This is a residential property, so they're only about this deep, maybe a little deeper, and about the same distance wide. And then my dad took the dirt from those and he put a little mound behind it. And so as the water naturally comes down our slope, it's going to catch in that swale, and the berm will catch all of the water that's coming down. Because you create that additional mound, once we've got ground cover on it completely, right? We have mulch over the flat ground, and I have created living ground cover with my family, helping all the way. I don't want to say I, right? We all worked to get it to where it's at. And so there's living ground cover or wood chips over pretty well everything in the backyard. It was dead soil when we started. And the sunken garden has done the best. It is prolific with wildflowers, and the bugs especially really like it. I haven't seen a lot of bird activity over there, but there are a lot of stray cats in our area, so the birds have to be really careful. My cat doesn't really bother the birds. He tends to go for the mice and things like that. I taught him all of his life I didn't like it if he killed the birds, and he generally tends to leave them alone, thank goodness. But the stray cats are, of course, going to get them if they can. So the birds are really cautious. But we've got bugs coming in. We have a whole cadre of different kinds of dragonflies, and the ground has come back to life. And now our biggest situation with that is that we also dug out the ground. My dad dug out the ground for the Walipini. And my husband keeps telling me that they measured it out at 8 by 4. And I keep telling him, I'm pretty sure it's more like 8 by 15, 4 foot deep. And all of that dirt is next to the hole in the ground. And we've dispersed a decent amount of it, but we have a lot more to go. Probably this spring we'll be investing with our neighbor into getting a mini excavator that can also do things like move snow or dirt, or pushing it, not picking it up like an excavator and dropping it. And then, and I do see your hand there, Scott. Don't bail on me. I'm gonna open up the floor to you in just one moment. We just recently found a family business that cut down somewhere around 15 aspen and possibly silver birch. I think it was a mixed stand. And we didn't want them to take away the trees because we're going to use them in a variety of different ways. Again, keeping those costs low. Initially, we used getchipdrop.com. And let me just grab the full link for you so that it creates a link preview. And so I didn't pay for my wood chips. I did donate $40 to the tree service. They didn't have to pay to use the service to bring me my wood chips, and they had another time that they could use the service without having to pay for it. But I didn't pay them. I donated it to show them appreciation and also probably receive my wood chips a little bit quicker. They are huge piles of wood chips, guys. For 40 bucks, I still say I basically got that for free. I paid for them the gas to drop this off for me. It was larger than my car. I have a smaller car. It's a Kia Seltos. Yes, Kia Seltos, but it was bigger than my car. And we're going to take all of those wood chips. Oh, whoops, wrong one. We're going to take all of those wood chips, or all of those trees that we had cut down. This is me battling the saplings, aspen and silver birch and the poplar tree family. They spread out these, oh my God, crazy strong root structures. There is an aspen stand here in Utah that is the largest living entity that we know of on the planet, because it's just a stand of aspens that's all one root system that's just a forest in and of itself. It's gargantuan. And so these trees had to go, and this is me trying to cut down the baby trees that are continuing to come up in the yard. Mm-hmm. So this is what they look like to begin with. I probably cut down at least 40 little baby aspen and silver birch trees. They're already coming back up again. Our hope is that in cutting down the large aspen and silver birch, that they won't have that continuous infusion and that the roots will eventually die, because this has already done damage to the previous owner. They had to replace the water main from the city's water to the house because of the roots. And I think it was more likely this maple. Oh gosh, I can't remember which maple it is. I believe it's a Chinese maple. But I believe that's what broke the water main. However, they put it back together and it hasn't had any other problems. I'm hoping that one has kind of moved past where it's going to do much damage. We may end up having to get rid of the maple as well. But we're going to take all of these pieces. Let me go out of here that we've cut down. I apologize, you guys. Thought it was closer to the top, but to keep utilizing everything that's in the property. So here's what our beautiful, beautiful little aspen and silver birch stand look like. You felt like you were in a forest. It was so gorgeous, but it was going to destroy our house. And there were 2 trees that were already very canted towards our neighbors, where if there were a lot of water and wind, it could pull up and land on their home. So this is what it looks like now. But we're going to take all of these pieces and turn them into compost and kindling, and actually use some of the longer, thinner branches and weave them together to use for raised beds. And the logs are going to form some of the walling within the Wally Peony to, again, try to keep those costs low. This is a weak wood. The best that we will get out of these logs are 10 years. That is not a long time, but it'll enable us to save up money to have better funding to put the rest of it together. I had thought that perhaps the NRCS would help me. They only do the high tunnels. And so that's where we're at, guys. Everything is a mess, but we're working on it. And it will be a good thing going forward, but I'm sure our neighbors hate us.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah. Actually, my husband says they don't even pay attention. There's this weird dynamic in Utah, and people don't really like participate with other people, even with their eyes. It's a little different. I'll send that out as just a general notification that you guys can utilize. And please, Scott, how can we help you today?
You can mute us.
And are you still there, Scott? Oh,
Yeah.
excellent.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good. And yourself?
Good, thank you. Actually, I'm probably in the wrong area right now, but I've been a member since 2022, and I had to change my payment method. I received I think it was from Misty. I'm not sure who it was from, but I received instructions on how to do it. I went to Recurly and they couldn't find me. I have a Recurly account and
All
they
right, so
can't
that's when
find
you
me.
have to reach out to Mary Pacey, right? And so you want to just, this stuff is confusing, and she doesn't always understand what everybody is trying to tell her. So just say that when you went to Recurly, you couldn't find your account, and then you have the information here where you've paid. What do you do, right? Is that basically where it's at?
Well, actually, I received an email today
I don't really
letting me know that my $1 for the however amount of time was about to run out. So I just went ahead and I just signed up again. But I'm just very confused as to how this whole format is being run right now. But I don't know where to
So
find what.
Recurly is the institution that's handling your funds. Okay, if they can't find you, that's where you want to reach out to Mary Pacey and say that you just recently renewed your account and you want to keep it, but you can't find it on Recurly, right?
Yeah, they don't have my email. They don't know anything about me.
And I didn't have any success with the email. Karen Marks is the one who went through that and said that it was working great. You could change your credit card, you could upgrade, you could downgrade, you could cancel
Right.
everything.
I
haven't tried it.
I actually have a Recurly password, and when I tried to sign in, it wouldn't let me sign in. And then I went to forgot password, put in my email, and it just said that we don't know who you are or whatever, something like that. Just couldn't find me.
I'm just
Well,
there's
can you confirm that I'm still a member right now?
I can confirm if you are here in Lesko Help too. Let's see what these should be mad at.
Okay, so will I keep receiving emails and be able to join live?
That's where you have to talk to Mary. I can't get behind the scenes in that regard in any way. I don't handle anything to do with the financial element of Lesko
Okay.
Help.
And will you let me know? Because
Yeah.
I left a message.
I was
I
going to.
received. I don't even know where to find if I was,
I'm going to look for you as a member first. That's why I wanted to pull up a new tab. So, Scott Roberts, is that how you have your account? I remember working with you in the past. Okay. See that? Okay. So you're a musician?
That's me, yeah.
Okay, so you do have your account here in Let's Go Help too. You are active. which probably means that you're active as a subscription. But if you can't access Recurly, the only person that I can direct you to is Mary Pacey. All right. So let's go get her information out from over here in the Meta Grants report. All right.
And when I call the number, it says that the number is out of order.
Oh, well, the number was just going to direct you to Mary anyway. So don't worry about that. Okay. Okay. People want a number, so Matthew gave him a number. The number is a recorded message that says, hey, reach out to our customer service email. Matthew likes to give people what they want if he can figure out a way to do it. I tell you what. May not be the way they thought they were going to get it, but he's going to do his best to give them what he can from what people want. And so that is what the number is. All right, so this is the information that you need in order to, oh, and I meant to put, if you are struggling with Recurly. Okay.
So, let me just let you know that I went ahead and I rejoined again for the $1 for 5 days, and it says that after 5 days, I'll be a member again, right?
I don't want you to be paying twice either, right? So
What? I don't know. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I don't want you to be paying twice either. If you did $2 subscriptions and you haven't canceled one of them, I'm afraid you're going to end up being charged twice, which will absolutely refund, no questions asked. However, you don't need to go through that moment in the first place, right? So
Right.
let's get you in touch with Mary so we can figure out what's going on, okay?
Okay.
Let her know that you've tried to use Recurly and you're struggling. It's not working for you, okay? But you want to stay a member. Sometimes she thinks people are unhappy and she just refunds their membership money and then takes them out. So make sure, I just rejoined. I want to keep this membership, but I can't figure out Recurly. It's not working for me. Can you help me, right?
Okay, so you're sending me a doc to open up and
I'm going to send you a post, and that has the information right there in the post.
I need to send that to Mary?
The email is here, and it walks you through the whole thing. It's got the email address, customer service for help with billing and subscriptions. Also send an email to Magic Mary. Don't put her name in it. It is just lesgohelp@gmail.com. But let Mary know that Recurly isn't working for you. You just re-signed up. You want to keep your membership, but Recurly isn't working for you.
And that I need to cancel one of them so that I'm not
Maybe say that you're worried you might have also done duplicate accounts. Yes.
getting.
Sorry about
Okay,
that.
I'm very confused, but okay.
Recurly is a little bit confusing. Stripe canceled Matthew, and it was for ridiculous reasons. They just said they weren't going to do business with him anymore. It's called debanking, and it's a thing. And people are doing it over politics and things like that. And it's just a bunch of junk. So Stripe, the system within Mighty Networks, canceled him. So he had to go and get a secondary financial institution. And it's not as good, unfortunately.
Okay, so that's why Recurly is not seeing me, because they changed the whole format.
This was like over a year ago.
Well, I've been
Recurly is the place.
all I know is I've been paying this whole since last year, so I don't know.
So you talk about a couple of different things. Did you have a membership that you were paying for, but you weren't able to get into Let's Go Help, and then you canceled that one? I'm very confused as well with your story, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay, so what happened? I was in Mexico and my car got destroyed, so I had to get a new card. Upon doing after that, I realized that when Recurly was going to try to charge me the $20 for that month, that it would be rejected. So in advance, I tried to get ahead of it and set up a new a payment method. And it's not working. So like I said, today, since it wasn't working, I went ahead and I joined for the $1.
But you've only done that once.
Yes.
Okay, then you should not have a secondary subscription. If it can't charge, I thought you meant you had signed up for the $1, but then you weren't sure, and so you signed up for the $1 again.
No.
Okay, if you've just signed up for it, if you know they can't charge you your old way, right? And you did the dollar subscription, you should just have one. Now, still, you'll have to contact leskohelp@gmail.com to find out why you can't deal with Recurly. And it might be that you won't be able to deal with Recurly until your full subscription kicks in, that because you're still in that dollar limbo, you don't have your full account yet. So
Okay.
I would wait until the 5 days are up, try Recurly again. And then if it doesn't work, that's when you reach out to Mary Pacey at Lesko Help, right? At the email. The email is leskohelp@gmail.com. Mary Pacey is not in it. Magic Mary's not in it. It is just leskohelp@gmail.com. But I would wait for 5 days. Check Recurly again. If it's working, then you're good to go. If it's not, you know what to do.
Okay, yeah, I know what to do, but I'm looking at this, whatever this is that you sent. Is that in my email or where do I find
No,
that?
that's a whole different other thing. Is there anything else I can provide for you before I walk you through how to get this information?
No, no.
I'm going to just put on here how to bookmark or save this or any other post that you might want to return to so that you don't have to search it, as that can take a while.
Okay.
So now,
How do I bookmark it over here with these 3 dots or something?
yes, exactly. And so when you go to find this information from me, are you comfortable to get into Lesko Help 2?
Yeah, I'm
And
able
then
to
do
get
you
to
know what I mean by
that.
your notification bell?
Yeah.
If you click your notification bell in the next few hours, it'll be towards the top. It's a timeline from the most recent going back to about a month. It'll say something like Sabrina Giesler, Scott Roberts, and then start trailing off. Or it'll say your host, Sabrina Giesler, has tagged you or mentioned you in a post, something like that. When you find that notification, you just pull it up and it'll pull this post up for you right here with all that information in here for you.
Okay. And at that point, that's when I would get in touch with Mary, but I would just go to leskohelp@gmail.com.
Yes, but I would wait until your 5 days. I think that the reason,
Yes.
if you've only done it once, right? I wouldn't want you to get double charged. But if you've only signed up once for the dollar program, you'll only get
Yes.
charged once that one runs out, and then you might be able to just access Recurly without any.
Okay, one more question.
Mhm.
If it's going to just automatically charge me $19.95 or whatever it is a month,
Mhm.
why would I need to get in touch with Curly?
You won't, but you were upset that you weren't able to use Recurly, so I was walking you through how to deal with that.
Okay, well, yeah, I understand what you said. I thank you for that. But what I'm asking you is why would I need to get in touch with Recurly if it's going to automatically just take the money out of my account?
If you want to upgrade, downgrade, if your credit card's the expiration date runs out, if you want to cancel, you asked
Okay,
me
so
for
if I
help
want
and
to,
assistance getting to Recurly, so I could only help you do what you asked, but I wouldn't have a need for you to access Recurly. Only
right,
if you
yeah, I
needed to.
understand that. Of course. Okay, so if I wanted to cancel, that's how I would cancel. I go to Recurly and I cancel from Let's Go or am I in Let's Go too or am I in Mighty?
Lesko Help 2 is Lesko Help 2, which is in Mighty Networks. Recurly is a financial institution that has its own online services.
Okay. I thought you said earlier that Recurly is not working with Let's Go anymore, but okay.
Stripe is not working with Lesko anymore. That's why we have to utilize Recurly.
Oh, Stripe is no longer okay. I was confused. Sorry, everyone. You guys can get on with your business.
Is there anything else that we can provide for you while you have the floor, Scott? You need to get the answers you need to get. I'm certainly not upset with you.
Well, I can't really think of it. Well, actually, I used to have a California connection. Is it a Facebook California group or something like that?
No, but there is we don't do anything on Facebook any longer. So anything on Facebook is a scam. But you have your U.S. regions hubs, and California information is going to be in the West region. That's where you'll find first the state reports. So you would just want to jump down here into the Pacific unit where the California State Mini Grant Report is. And then also any grant or grant-like opportunities that any of the staff and volunteers find for in your area. Dental All Smiles is the one that does it the most consistently. She's going to place that here. And as you see, this one's for California.
Okay. Is it possible to can I do that while I'm on this Zoom with you to make sure that I'm not messing up?
It's actually time to shut down, but we have the Lesko trio coming up.
Okay.
You guys.
I'll jump on another call and have someone that help me walk me through. So
Yes,
that I can,
it's actually going to start.
very confusing.
So that's why I have to. Which part is confusing, sir? I'm sorry, Scott?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you asking me a question?
Yes. What is confusing?
What is who?
What is confusing? You trailed off, but you said this is all confusing. Like what part is that?
Oh, well, just the entire setup. You know, when I go to Let's Go Help too, and I'm looking for different things. You know, everything isn't just, it's not laid out clearly as to what I'm actually
It
looking
actually
for.
is if you close up all of your internal content menus. So what I mean by that is that when you first come into Mighty Networks, no matter who you are, no matter what device you're on, all of these content menus are going to be open like this. There's going to be just so many choices shoved in your face, right? Like that's a lot.
Yeah,
So to make it
exactly.
a lot less confusing, you locate the utmost tab for that collection. It's going to have a fancy arrow instead of a cute little icon, and it's going to be all in capital letters. And at the far side of that, on a laptop or computer, it's on the opposite side on a lot of phones, but just look on each side, find that drop-down menu or triangle, and click that for each collection. And you will have the overall structure without all of the internal content pieces shoving into your face. And then you can open those up and access those as you need them and as you're looking for different pieces. It starts off with your get started information, then you go into the Let's Go report, you have your daily grant news, you have community news and stay tuned, a great place to ask questions and ask questions here. You have the Unlock Your Goals collection that's all about resources. The Join Us Live collection with all the meetings that we've been having for years, as well as a few new ones. And you have the Let's Go grant applications, the grant winners, finally your U.S. Regions hubs, which I also provided for you in your commentary there.
Okay, sounds good.
Also, just grab you the welcome tour. All right.
I was opening up another window. And I was waiting for Let's Go Help 2 to open up, but it's not opening.
Are you on a phone or laptop, a computer?
I'm on my laptop.
Okay. Let's Go Help 2 is like this. Let's Go -help -2 .mn, like Mighty Networks or Minnesota, .co, like Charlie Oscar or Colorado, not .com, .co. That is Let's Go Help 2's website designation.
Well, yeah, okay. I had it opened up earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay. I'll figure it out. If not, I'll get on another call.
However you got onto this call, there's another call that is going to be in 11 minutes. Okay. And so that is going to be T with the Let's Go Trio, Tammy, Ethel, and Amber. So T with the Let's Go Trio. And that is going to be in 11 minutes, wherever you are, 4:45 p.m. Pacific, 5:45 p.m. Mountain, 6:45 p.m. Central, and 7:45 p.m. Eastern. All right. And I will be back with you guys on Monday. Oh, wait. I think I'm going to do this whether Megan's able to or not. So I'm trying. I have to figure out what I'm going to do for it. Megan's really my guide with this. But at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow, action plan for your nonprofit, 3:30 Mountain, 4:30 Central, and 5:30 Eastern if I'm able to. Otherwise, I will be back with you on Monday, and that is going to be open office hours, Monday, July 28th, 8:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 Mountain, 10:30 Central, and 11:30 Eastern. All right. Hope to see you all there and at all the beautiful classes in between. Please feel free to unmute yourselves and say good night quickly, folks. We got to get another class
Thank
started.
you very much.
Glad we could help, Scott. I hope we can teach further. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.